Okay, welcome back to Big B Sports Talk Podcast. Talking college football today. College football, the last 12 months is just, it's turned itself upside down on its head. And I think college football, for the most part, until we can get some stability or some rules, ground rules for this NIL and transfer portal, it's going to be like this every year. To me, that's exciting. I like to see all the changes and things, moving around and mixing up. It keeps people on their toes. It keeps people honest. I like it, and hopefully it can come to bring some things to where the same teams aren't the dominant team over and over again. I know that people worry about that, but to me, I like it. I like the change. I like kids being able to free flow to an extent. But let's talk about college football this year. Who's going to win? Who's not? Any sleeper teams? Let's figure it out. So, college football, for the last, 15 years or so, the SEC has been dominating college football. And when I say dominating, they've won the national championships. I mean, they've won so many of them, over that time period. It's easy to just look from the outside in and say the SEC is the best conference. Well, you also got to take in consideration the number of guys that get drafted that play in the NFL. So the SEC is the best conference. So let's not kid ourselves. Yeah, it's top heavy because, they've got bottom feeders too. But it's very top heavy. It's got a lot of mediocre teams. But they play good football in the SEC, so let's not just kid ourselves and say, oh, it's just top heavy. Yeah, they play good football. They got good football players there. This year in the SEC, Alabama is better than everybody. I know people want to say Georgia. Look, Georgia lost a ton, and they recruit well. So I know that Georgia's got a lot of guys coming in back on that defense, but they lost a lot of NFL guys. They didn't just lose guys to graduation. They lost guys that are going to play on Sundays. That's a huge difference. Also with Georgia, is the quarterback really that good? Or did he just get on a hot streak? Because JT Daniels was better than him. He's a better quarterback. It's just that those are just the facts. The guy got hurt. Now, that's the problem with JT Daniels. We'll talk about him later at a different position or a different college. But he just, he's a better quarterback. And I just think their quarterback got on a hot streak. Their defense obviously keeps them in every single game. When he had to win a game where the defense didn't play well, that SEC championship game, he couldn't do it. He literally couldn't do it. So we'll see. I just think they take a step back. I think it's Alabama's, conference to win. I know we get tired of the same team, but over and over again, and I get that, but Alabama's just that good this year. They just are. Sleeper in the SEC, though, watch out for Tennessee. Watch out for Tennessee. And another team, and this just pains me to my soul to even say, but the University of Kentucky plays good football now. I can't even believe I'm saying that. I know a lot of you are like, what? Yeah, I'm the same way. And again, blood should just be oozing out of my mouth for even beginning to say something crazy like that. But it's the truth. Kentucky plays good football. Mark Stoops got them going. I don't see Kentucky losing more than 3 games. I really don't. If they don't slip up and lose to some teams that they should beat, that they're better than, which they usually do every year, if they can figure that out this year, there's an outside chance Kentucky goes 11-1. Wouldn't that just make you sick? I know it'll make me sick. Ugh. But let's move on. The ACC, man, Clemson, Clemson has the best defense. If Clemson's offensive line is fixed and they can figure out the quarterback position, they will win. Period. Because their defense is legitimate. If that still hasn't been fixed, it's anybody's guess. NC State could win. I like Miami this year. They could win. North Carolina had their chance. Last year, they had all the hype. They had the quarterback. Didn't work out. Wake Forest, I feel bad for their quarterback. Man, I mean, right before the season started, the guy's going to be out. And I mean, they haven't really announced what's going on with him. It's something serious. I feel bad. I hope he comes back soon, comes back healthy just as a person, regardless of football player, just as a person. But Wake Forest defense is atrocious. They're not bad. They are atrocious. But they can't win anything. They're not winning anything. So it's Clemson's division to win if they fix that. If not, it's up for grabs. Watch NC State. I'm just telling you, watch NC State. This may be their year that they surprise everybody, jump up and win the ACC. The Big Ten, it's Ohio State and everybody else. I know people want to talk about Michigan. Michigan doesn't have it. Look, everything aligned for Michigan last year, and they were able to beat Ohio State finally. But they're not going to replicate that same success. It's not going to happen. They will win 8, 9 games. They'll lose 3 or 4 games, just like they have in the past. If they can sustain it, great. I just don't think they're going to be able to. They lost a lot. I know they're recruiting well, but until you prove it, I'm just not that guy. I'm just not the guy. I don't think Michigan is going to be able to sustain it. Michigan State is going to still be good, but again, 8, 9 wins. This is Ohio State's conference to lose. And if they can not slip up and lose to teams that they shouldn't, like a Penn State or a Purdue, they'll be fine. They will be fine. And speaking of Penn State, look, I know that people are thinking this. I hope James Franklin does well. James Franklin's got to do well. Because if he doesn't do well this year, Penn State, they're going to run him out of there. And as well they should. Because you've got all that money. You get tons of support. I mean, you can't win at Penn State more than what you're winning. It's time to go. You've got all these top recruiting classes. You get paid like you're a top coach. It's time to win like you're a top coach. And I know he's got that big contract. Look, Penn State got enough money. They'll just buy you out and get out of there. But come on, James Franklin. Come on, man. You got to do it this year. Moving to the Big 12. Big 12 is up for grabs. I mean, Texas is going to be better. I don't know how great they're going to be. We'll see, because that offensive line was so bad last year. And the defense was even worse. But if they can figure out some things, I think they might have the quarterback position figured out. So if they can figure out some things on the offensive line and that defense, Texas will be good. Oklahoma is going to be better. Look, Brent Venables, I know it's a first-year coach, and I know they lost 40% of their roster, but they have Brent Venables. And look, that makes me a homer. Yeah, he coached me at Kansas State. I get it. But the guy knows how to coach football. He does. He's a master motivator. He knows defense. Their defense is going to be good. Oklahoma will be right there at the end. If they don't win it, they'll be right there at the end. I'm telling you right now. Too good. Too good. Baylor is going to be right there. Oklahoma State's going to be right there. The team that nobody talks about, those two. People don't talk about Oklahoma State and Baylor enough, in my opinion. Baylor, great defense. They've got a good quarterback, even though the guy beat out the guy from last year. So they got a good quarterback coming back. Oklahoma State, Mike Gundy, whether you like him or you don't like him, the guy puts out a consistently great program not good, great. Oklahoma State's great. You got to put them in that class. You do. They have a great program. Again, those two, they just don't get talked about enough. Sleeper team in the Big 12 this year, though? I know. You're going to call me a homer. Kansas State. Just trust me when I say that. Their conference schedule, those road games are dicey for K-State this year. But look, they got a good offensive line. They have a proven quarterback. People are going to take a poo-poo on Adrian Martinez. Look, he played behind one of the worst offensive lines in the history of Nebraska football for 4 straight years. He's not going to do that at Kansas State. He's going to play behind a good line, have way better weapons than anything that he had in Nebraska. Kansas State's defense is going to be good, fast, physical. Just watch what I say. Now, again, those road games at OU, at Baylor, at West Virginia, dicey. West Virginia is another team. Look, they got JT Daniels, who I think if he would stay, I don't think he would have been the starter at Georgia, but he's the better quarterback of the two. The guy just couldn't stay healthy, but that's been the thing of him his whole career, that USC couldn't stay healthy. Georgia can't stay healthy. You can't play quarterback if you can't stay healthy. So we'll see. Big 12 wide open. Not sure who's going to win. If I had to put my finger on it, I would say OU. OU wins the Big 12. Pac-12, do we really care? I mean, the conference is going away. I don't know that we even really care, to be honest with you. But USC, Utah seem to be the talk. Look, USC is going to be better than what people think. Lincoln Riley, whether you like him, don't like him, the guy can coach football. He can. And Caleb Williams is a better quarterback. Even though people think he's outstanding, he's better than that. He's better than what people are giving him credit for. And people give him credit. He's just better than that. Trust me, the guy can play football. USC is going to be in every game. If their defense can hold up, they'll win that conference. Utah, I'm just not a believer. I know they got a lot coming back. I get that. I think they're going to lose the first game of the year. They're going to go to Florida and get beat. And then that'll be the end of that. Oregon, Washington, Oregon is what it is. They got a new coach. They're going to get, boathouse when they go to Atlanta to play Georgia the first game of the year. They're going to get run out of the building. But it kind of is what it is. The rest of the conference is just pathetic. And again, I'm not trying to disrespect anybody, but let's talk about some relevance. Big 12 or the Pac-12 is just not relevant. The conference is going to be finished in 2 years anyway. It's going to be done. College playoff. Obviously, I got Alabama and I got Ohio State. I would love to see Miami in it. If Miami can put it together and figure and play that physical style that I know that's going to be Mario Cristobal is going to bring, I think they win the ACC, only lose one game, and Miami ends up in it. I mean, we can't always have the same teams in this college playoff every year, can we? And I know that's going out on a limb. Let's go out on a limb. College football is better when Florida State, Miami, USC, Michigan, Tennessee, when all those teams are better. College football is better, just in my opinion. So I got Miami as the fourth team. I don't know. Look, Notre Dame, and I know I haven't brought them up. Notre Dame's overrated. I can't believe that they have Notre Dame as top 5. Notre Dame's going to lose 4 football games this year. Jiminy Christmas. And I like their coach. I like what they're doing. Brian Kelly out, Marcus Freeman in. I like Marcus Freeman. I think he's going to do a great job, just not this year. They're just not going to be great this year. So that fourth team, man, it's not going to be anybody from the Big Ten. Is this the year that they put in somebody back in from the Big 12? I don't think it's going to be one of the non-Power 5 schools, UCF or Cincinnati or Houston. Not their year. And first of all, they're going to get tired of putting those teams in because they can't compete. They keep getting blown out. So until they can compete and show that they can be competitive in those games, they're not putting them in. So fourth team this year, it's dicey, but I'm going to go with Big 12. And I think OU wins the Big 12, they make the playoff. So I got Alabama. No, we're not doing Georgia. I got Alabama, Ohio State, Miami, and OU. Let's get some fresh blood in there, man. Obviously, these things are, pretty fluid. We'll see how it all plays out. I love college football. I love it just as much as I like NFL football. I love speaking to you guys about it. Thank you for tuning in. We're still coming out with all these podcasts, man. All I do is take the topics that you guys ask. Everybody hits me up on email nowadays. We've actually gotten to that point to where people hit me up all the time about it. I just put it out there. So keep sending your ideas. Keep hitting me up. Again, we're everywhere that you get a podcast. We're out there, Big B Sports Talk. We're on YouTube. Remember, like, follow, hit the little, bell to get the notifications, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. I appreciate it. And thank you guys. And I will tune in soon.